Yes, I almost lost it.
Just press go live.
No, I don't want it.
Yeah, Sammy,
5
press
to.
go live.
You can if you want, but no one's going to be here.
That's good.
Wow, that's some contrast on your face there, sweetheart.
Oh shit. Do you want to try closing the curtain?
That's right.
We have 3 people in already, apparently. Say hi if you can see us.
And tell us if it's working. That's also appreciated.
Is that better?
Yes, that is better. I can see Poppy now.
Can you?
Poppy, don't be awkward.
I want more contrast on my face.
Is that why you're trying to get abducted?
Hey!
Hey!
I assume they can hear us.
Well, they said hi.
They said
so.
hi. Yeah. That's good stuff.
Happy fun time calling shenanigans.
Yeah, we're using a different computer.
Told you my laptop's crap.
Yeah.
It's fine. We're alive. It's fine. When it records, we might be able to actually hear what we're saying next time.
Yeah.
Yay, smiley faces.
Hey, okay, hello! Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Calling second stream. This time, we're going to talk a lot about camping and
You know, everyone
everything.
is one person, right?
They're recording.
Hi!
The people in the recording will see this, Gemma.
We're 5 minutes early. We can't start till 7.
Okay, we won't start.
So, how was your day?
Oh, I ruined everything. I'm sorry.
It's fine.
No, it's not. You want to hear me.
Fine.
You just being contrasty instead.
I will join them in the light. Make it take me to your side.
I don't work with her anymore.
You
Wait,
should tilt the webcam down a little.
Oh, no. There you go.
Yeah.
No, I don't think it does. Wait, yes, it does.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We can fill the screen.
But why? When we can ruin the screen. But yes, we will start in like 4 minutes, so to give everyone a fair chance.
Yeah.
Not everyone's early birds.
We're not usually early birds.
No, we're not. This is like we were all late last time. So.
Yeah. To anyone who's joining us on the recording, you can skip ahead until you find the
Yeah,
actual start of the
just-
stream.
There's a second person.
Which is apparently 4 minutes in. So no, they're gone. No, they don't like us. It's fine. We got the important people here.
It's
It's
probably
fine.
just Phil anyway.
He's gonna see this.
Just sit here scratching weaponry until like somebody else comes in.
Don't innuendo this. We are ordinary people. I'm joking.
I
We're not
meant I
ordinary.
was to look like I was.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. Yeah.
Professional.
This is pretty much how our planning days go. Usually I get beaten by something. Usually Poppy.
3 minutes.
Execute.
3 minutes. Of course, I'll start. Why do I have to message? Who do I have to message? RE character creation. Sorry, I can't read.
Our usual email is, I believe, on the Facebook.
Yes, but
Yeah.
you can just drop
Yes.
us a message
Oh,
on
yeah.
the Facebook. Everyone will see it.
Yeah.
So if you go on to Facebook page messages, then you can just send us a message there, and the respective parties will see it. We are going to be releasing proper character creation stuff
Sure.
at some point, but
Sure.
if you have ideas and stuff, I want to hear them so
Yes.
that I can ruin your life. I mean, make plot.
It's the same thing.
We get all excited when we see characters, so we're like, please.
Help us to inspire you by inspiring us. It'll give me something to read this evening as well. They send us character creation notes.
Unless you can ruin their life.
Yes.
That's
I did this and all I got was the headers in my head.
why.
You have a really symmetrical face. If I took a meat cleaver down the center, I'd have 2 matching halves. That's very important.
Is that copyright? Like,
I don't know. I didn't.
Not that we're monetizing it.
Why would you monetize this?
We haven't. We can't. We don't have 4 hours of viewer time. 4,000 hours of viewer time.
That's true.
I
Yeah.
hope not. If it takes us 4,000 hours to explain this, I think we've done something
Yeah, we
wrong.
were trying to figure out how often you'd have to record, and we were way off.
Yay, thank you.
1 more minute, and we can begin.
No, we're doing 2 different theme tunes.
Boom.
No, it's not. It's not. Go do it again.
Did it, boom. No, didn't work.
It's still not time. It's still not time.
Because Michael isn't here doing it.
Michael.
Are we just gonna keep doing that?
No, it's just the fact that that's all I remember from the last calling, was him walking around with this button from the board game in the blooming lounge.
Oh god, yeah.
There you go.
Okay, we're allowed to start now. People are late. That's their problem.
Somebody take a note that 5:40 is how long in before somebody has to click on this. Greetings.
Okay, cool. We're actually gonna start now. You didn't miss anything.
Right, okay. Hi everyone. Welcome to the Calling Second stream. This time we're going to talk about camping and all of the shenanigans involved in that. If you guys have never been camping before, then you can find a few hints and tips as to what to expect in this video. It's not going to be too earth-shattering going camping for the first time. It's not that weird. You're just instead of it being a brick wall place you're staying in, it's fabric.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah. Right. Do you want to introduce yourself, Gemma, to anyone who wasn't in the stream last time?
Hi, I'm Gemma. I do all of the boring paperwork part of the calling and will be one of the refs. So you'll see me around and you've probably got emails from me complaining at you about something. I'm the one who sends all the forms and things like that. So I'm the interesting person here. Totally. Okay, so
You want to do?
Yeah, we gotta introduce
no,
ourselves.
you don't exist. You don't exist. You're not here.
It's not all about you, Gemma.
Okay, you go. No, you already started talking. Go.
Hi, I'm Poppy. I'm kind of I'm kind of head of the plot department and the costume department and everything visual, except from like actual props, and then that's Amy. But I'm here if you ever want to talk about story and stuff, because I know too much about the lore of Dragon Age. Far too much. Far too much.
I'm Sammy. I'm in the plot team, but I am generally just a figurehead and very nice looking person to put in all the merchandising.
She's our artist.
That too.
And does all the advertising and is all very lovely.
I'm the reason why you got a tiny chibi on your advert this morning.
And she helps with everything and is amazing, so it's good. And then of course there's Amy, who is in charge of props and all the other cool stuff, and she's probably going to be the one sat in the cabins taking care of everybody. Oh my god, hi Phil.
Phil didn't say hi, he just said blood magic.
That's like Phil's way of saying hello.
And then there's also Tom.
Yes.
Yes.
Tom.
And then there's Tom.
You know, your boyfriend.
I mean, yeah,
He's the rule maker.
he's our rule dude.
He's been the one who's been going, this is a really cool idea, Poppy. And I've gone, that's not how it works in Dragon Age, Tom. And he's gone, I don't care.
This is pretty much how our basis on how we all work together. It's pretty messy, but it's fine. The rules are getting there, so.
First up.
Right, first up, we are going to talk about Huntley Wood and the basic introduction to the camping facilities that we have there. So, Gemma, you know Huntley Wood the best, having been there so many times.
Way too many times.
Why don't you tell us a little bit about what camping at Huntley Wood is like?
All right. Well, first of all, you need to go through what kind of camping you're going to do. So, questions are later, and I'll answer them later. Otherwise, I'll stare at the sidebar instead of talking. Yes, Phil is right. Winner of the best lap toilets.
The bets.
The bets. Yeah,
Lap
the best
toilets.
lap toilets. So if you're going to be going to Huntley Wood first, you need to figure out what's best for you. So the different things you can do there, you can either take cabins, for those who have spoke to me about cabins, obviously, in-character camping, out-of-character camping, and there is also the option of camper vans and hotels. So first I'll just go over the cabins real quick. The cabins are heated and they're all indoors. If you have already talked to me about getting a cabin, if I haven't said no already, then you've got it pretty much. If you picked only cabin. You okay there? With how the cabins work, you're going to be actually in one of the sections, because it's split into 3 sections, with a kitchen, in play area, and play area. One of the play areas will be where you will sleep.
It says, "Are you the ones chatting as the calling on Facebook?"
Yes.
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 But just give, yeah, that's cool. So if you are going to be sleeping in the cabins, it is just a floor space. So you will have to bring your own bedding. If you need to bring a hammock bed, you need to bring a blow-up bed, that is absolutely fine. Any kinds of bedding like that, please bring it for your back if that's the issue. If it's not an issue, you can just sleep with a sleeping bag on the floor with a foam mat. It's easy enough. The other thing is, obviously, if you're worried about getting, if you require complete night's sleep, you will be in a player area. So we're going to encourage players not to go into the middle section late at night, for your comfort. But at the end of the day, before timeout, which is going to be about 2 a.m., questions at the end, which will be about 2 a.m. People will make noise. There will be plot going off. There will be a lot of, noise and lots of people. No one should be running through the sleeping area during, past 10, 11 o'clock. We're going to ask people not to run through there. But if people are coming in and out because they need a way to get in and out, that might happen.
Monsters will never go inside your sleeping area. Never, ever.
We're not having any of that.
Even if you're in the tents that are outside, monsters won't be able to go in the sleeping area. This doesn't mean you're allowed to stand at the entrance of your tent and go, haha, you can't hit me, because that's not allowed either. That's not playing fair. But, just so you know, if you're asleep in the middle of the night, you're not going to get lynched by, a werewolf that sneaks in.
Yeah, there will be no monsters in the sleeping area. For your bedding and things, what we ask is, like I said, you can have a blow-up bed, you can have a hammock bed, whatever. Please try and get in-character blankets, or even if you have out-of-character things like, even if you have normal bedding, like a sleeping bag, if you can please cover it. So simple blankets like this fluffy one. So we've got these orangey red ones, and the purple felt one that Sammy has.
Sit on it because his chair is cold.
But these aren't expensive. This was £6 at Sainsbury's, and it's just fluffy. But it's just to cover your out of character gear, to cover your bedding, just to make it look a little bit nicer for people walking through, to keep us all in the moment of the fact we're in Thedas.
Worst case scenario, if you really wanted to keep the peasant look, you could bring 2 or 3 meters of Hessian fabric and drape that over your sleeping bag.
Yeah, that's down to your interpretation, how inventive you want to be. That's up to you. Obviously, we do say keep warm, but the cabins do get very warm.
Yeah, when you've got full cabin full of people in there, all of the body heat will make the cabins very warm. And on top of that, the cabins are heated. The floor is heated. So if you're sleeping on the floor, you're going to be warm.
You will be okay. So we both have slept on this floor and took our sleeping bags off because we were too warm. And also when you're role-playing in the cabins, you won't believe me right now, but at one point you will say, I am too warm, and go outside into the November cold. And you will do it because we've all done it.
Yeah.
I haven't.
Yes, apart from you. That's okay. You will do.
Right. How the shared tents are working.
The shared tents, a lot of you have already done the form, so you've sent me what you're okay with, your allocation spaces, etc. I've got to still organise those when I get all the forms in, which is not yet. How shared tents are working is we're going to be having 4 or 5 of in-character tents. So you will be in the in-character area. While you're in your tents, the inside of your tents is not in character. You don't have to do any set dressing. You can if you want to, but we're not saying you don't.
If you
don't.
want
Would be more fun.
immersed
Yeah,
in the
you can-
surroundings,
again-
you can dress it up like a Ravani tradesman's area if you wanted.
I love that. I mean, if any of you do that, please show us. Like, we'll be so
I'm
happy.
looking- I want Antivans, I want Ravanis, I want Orlesians.
Yes, behave.
You
But-
like a window dressing contest.
So if you go in there with whoever you're sharing with, at that point you are out of character mostly, unless you've agreed with someone to come in and have an in-character discussion, which is fine. But there will be no fighting in tents, and no monsters will go in your tents.
If anything, there won't be enough space.
We'd appreciate you not using your tents as I'm running away from monsters, because that does lead to accidents, would you believe? So
Tripping over tent
Tri-
wires.
tripping over tent wires, people charging at you, you diving into your tent, and it's too late for them to
Generally,
stop all sorts of
so
stuff. So try not to
generally,
use it as I'm gonna hide here.
You generally
But-
consider like your camping area as a sort of a sort of a social like LARP area
Yeah.
more than a choppy, because the next all we're gonna have is somebody running over and going, "Oh, John fell down and he broke his leg," and it's like, how?
We don't want any medical issues, really. No emergencies where I have to call an ambulance. I'd rather not.
Right. OC tent space. Just up the hill from the cabins, and when I say up the hill, I don't mean up a massive hill. There's literally just a slope near the cabins. There is an OC camping area. This is going to be out of the way and kind of removed from the entire situation of the LARP.
It is a quiet space.
It's basically where you can escape.
So if you go up near the OC tents and it's getting like late, I'm saying like 10 o'clock ish. Earlier, if you think people have gone to bed, because obviously there is only like 30 odd of you, so we will get to know everyone. If you go up there, please, we're going to ask that we be quiet over at the OC area, because we shouldn't be role playing up there or anything. So it should be
If
fine.
you're wanting a quiet night's sleep, we recommend the OC camping area. Everywhere else is probably going to be at least
And so
talking level,
isn't
if not noisy.
Isn't the only thing about the OC one is that they'll have to bring their own tent?
Yes.
We don't supply out of character tents. Those out of character tents can be anything though.
Yeah.
And of
They
different
could literally-
varieties of sizes. It could be massive.
Can
or
be a
small,
camper
that's fine.
van.
Yes, that's the next one.
Sorry.
Blacks at the moment are currently having a sale of tents.
Again.
Everywhere is pretty much selling festival tents, though I don't recommend getting a festival
No.
tent for November winters. You want something that's got the lining sewn in at the bottom, because if it does rain, which in November is likely, you don't want to have to worry about the water getting inside.
You don't want to
your
wake
tent.
up floating.
And on Huntley Wood, one thing I do recommend is actually the ground is pretty good, because there are so many trees. You do still get wet, but actually the ground doesn't get too sloshy, which is quite good. Further into Huntley Wood, if we are going to be using the rest of it, it does get quite treacherous and it gets quite slippy. And I always assume it's going to rain at Huntley Wood. It's an old joke we've had where every time we went to Vale, they had its own. They have a weather machine, which is it's always raining. So if like you're going to be going further out, you're going to get a bit covered in mud. It's going to be a bit deep. A lot of Huntley Wood is hill. Even when you go from OC to IC area, it's a slight hill. It's not like massive, but it is a slight incline all the way down. Obviously, when you get to the actual playing area, it's a lot flatter, but then that leads on to more hills. So it's going to be very physically taxing, so do be aware of that. There's a lot going on. If you don't think you can obviously do all of the hills and stuff, you'll just stay by the cabins, and that's fine, and there'll still be game to do and things. But be aware, if you do go out into Huntley Wood, it gets worse than it is in the area.
The differences between camping IC and camping OC. Would you like to give a basic description of what the difference is for any
Well,
newbies who don't quite understand?
The difference is, obviously, the in-character area is as soon as you step out of your tent in the in-character area, anything can happen to you. I mean, if you get out to go to the bathroom, something can jump you. It has happened to me more than once, and I hate to admit it was a giant spider. That's Heather dressed the giant spider. That was fun. I was like, oh, really? It's early morning. I'll go to the bathroom. No, I'll get jumped by a giant spider. Yeah, Phil remembers that. So that can happen. It won't always happen, but you come out and someone can stop you. NPC may or may not come over to you if they see you coming out of your tent. And you're immediately back in the action. It's all started again. If you're in the OC area, it's out of character completely. No in-character trading, no in-character talking. You're just up there as you. And you can go up there and you can just relax straight up. Like if you come out of your tent up there, no monsters will go up there. And if they do, they're probably sleeping because that is where the monsters will be sleeping. So do not panic if you see them because they will not attack you up there.
Well, it'll just come back to like morning.
Yeah, like
you hit me on the head earlier. How could you? That's the polite way. You hit me on the head earlier.
The only thing to remember is if you are in OC camping, you can't really discuss in character things and then take the knowledge in.
Yes.
As soon as you hit that border, everything outside doesn't exist.
Meta knowledge is quite a big discussion.
Don't be that person.
Don't be that person.
No. Alternative choices to camping at Huntley Wood, Gemma?
There is also a choice of you can always go to a hotel. So this is for just regular issues as well. Like if you just don't like camping, which I know quite a few people don't. I've seen quite a few people go to hotels instead, or travel lodges, or whatever's nearby.
And then just drive in.
Yeah, just drive especially if you have a car. It's a lot easier if you have a car. I wouldn't recommend if you're walking because it's quite a distance. And by the time you get there, it's quite a lot of work. But if you can do it, you can do it. I did find 2 hotels nearby Huntley Wood. One is called The Huntsman, and the other one is called Railway Inn. The Huntsman is also a pub and is 5 minutes drive away, and the Railway Inn's only 15-minute drive away. So those are some options. I recommend just, honestly, what I did, go on Google Maps. There is the Huntley Wood website, which we have on our website, if you need a link. The Huntley Wood website has on there things nearby. So it has all these takeaway options, which people I know have done many, many times. It's very easy to do.
Very in character pizza.
Antivan fried chicken.
Antivan fried chicken.
So I was saying you can go to the hotels if you want to. Obviously, we don't sort that for you. That is for you to sort out. If you have one, the camper van or caravan that is allowed. Please let us know if you're using one or have one, because there are certain things that aren't on site. I know there's no gas pipes or anything like that on the site. At least the area we're using. So if you need more information about where it will be parked and things, I'd need to get hold of Huntley Wood and do it that way. So it's allowed. I just need to do a bit more and just check that we can get it all on site. But yeah, that's pretty much.
You could also sleep in your car if it was too cold,
the car.
For example.
Yes.
If you're driving there and you are staying in the tent and you really can't hack it,
sleep in the
sleep in your car.
Sleep in the car.
No one's, it's not an endurance test. just be warm. If you find in the night you're freaking freezing, come and hide in the kitchen, especially if it's time out. We don't mind. The door will be unlocked. You can come in.
I mean, no one's going to stop you at 2 in the morning going into the kitchen and napping there.
Yeah.
Really, no one is.
And you can get hot water there, hot water bottles. As soon as time out, anyone can come in because we won't discuss in character things in there or the monstering things in there when timeout is. So please come in. I mean, even if it's during game and you're freezing, please get in the cabins.
Yeah, we'd rather you be
warm.
warm.
There will be an indoor space to roleplay in the cabin, so you won't have to stay outside.
There is also a giant fire that will be kept.
There will be big fires.
So.
And when you're sat next to those fires, it's fucking boiling.
It's really good.
In all those layers, you're going to be toasty.
You just don't sit near me because I always seem to draw the smoke. When you sit down, it's just the smoke.
That's how you find the witches. But yes, venue facilities. We have a kitchen, toilets and showers, and parking. Would you like to talk about the kitchen, Gemma?
The kitchen has the basic things that a kitchen has. It's got 2 fridges. It's got yes, it does have a freezer. It's got an oven, only one oven. So if everyone wants to cook that, we gotta be reasonable. They do have plates and dishware, but I'd rather you brought your own, please, because if they go missing, we have to pay for it.
Yeah.
And
Bring
I
everything you
trust all of you as much, but I have to be fair to everyone. So if you forgot something, I don't mind you using it, but please try and bring your own.
You can pick up cheap plastic stuff over the summer.
And in-character tankards, guys.
All of the picnic stuff is out now, so like you can pick up that really easily.
You lit Ara, you can get tankards.
Are we
really
having
easily.
set times for when they're allowed in the kitchen?
Yeah, if we say between 12 and 2, if we make sure that we're not doing anything
major
things
plot.
that you shouldn't be knowing, we'll say that that's okay to come in and cook some lunch. We obviously not everyone can do it, so please prepare for not being able to do it. But just come talk to us if you want to use it. If there's someone using it, we'll say come back in 10 minutes. You know what I mean? We'll got to be reasonable with each other. That's all.
I mean, generally when we've done the convention in the past, everyone's been very good at the kitchen we had there. So we would assume
you have to
we
tidy
trust
up after
you.
yourself.
It's a tidy up after yourselves. If you want, you can do what was it Darren who brought the big box of like 100 tea bags and just leave them there. People brought cereal and just left it there.
Well, we'll be bringing stuff as well for everyone to, if in case someone forgets something. We're not bringing full meals. Yeah, we're not bringing full meals for everyone. But I don't mind if we have a bit of money left over. We'll bring some Nutrigrain bars or something small, but please don't.
Please feed yourself. Because I will be getting uneven fried chicken at some point.
I'm just gonna walk in.
Now let's talk about the LARP Awards best showers and toilets.
They're heated toilets. Now they're amazing. After you've slept all night, you walk in and you're just like, yes. I've seen people hide in those toilets before when they're like, I don't want to do in character stuff. I'm just gonna hide in the toilets. I can't be bothered. Please don't leave any. This is for girls and boys, especially since we've got elves and dwarves and all sorts. Don't leave any makeup wipes, anything in the bathrooms, please, because this is how things get broken and lost and all sorts. So don't leave them in the bathrooms. There's a huge mirror in there, like 3 sinks. There's plenty of room for everyone to get ready, which is absolutely fine, but don't leave your stuff in there. There is 1 shower in each bit, so male and female. And the shower, obviously bring your own towels. We don't supply towels. I know that's a silly thing to say, but just making sure we definitely don't bring towels.
We are not a hotel.
It's basically it's the same area, so it is not cut off from everyone. There is a curtain, but that's it. So just be aware of that when you come out. What I used to do was you leave everything on like this little stool that's just opposite. Shower, throw open the curtain, grab it, and then get dressed and everything.
Obviously, we can't vouch for the state the men's are in.
Yeah, Rebecca's actually asking a decent question.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah, there's
What'd she say? I can't read it.
There's a bin for those things.
Yeah.
There isn't a supply of feminine products there though, so make sure you bring some.
Yeah.
We're gonna bring some just in case, but please don't rely on us. Okay?
Even if
there is bins,
even if we've already been for that month, we'll still take some because we don't trust it.
We don't trust ourselves, let alone anything else. But yeah, there are bins. Don't worry about that at all. And so like there's like hand soap and everything like that. I'd recommend you bring hand sanitizer for while you're outside, just for a quick once over. But there is soap and everything for you.
If you want to, you can bring your own mirror if you trust yourself to because I do recommend if there's going to be like 30 odd people that are like, oh, I really want to make myself look like my character,
tattoos,
then you're not all going to fit in the bathroom. So I recommend bringing at least a compact mirror, if not like a small handheld mirror to do your makeup in the morning.
But a trusting friend.
To quickly put Rebecca at ease, it's like a weird like tube system, and it actually goes away. We don't actually like touch it, so it won't be there.
Assuming they have to bring their own soap.
Body soap, head, everything.
Yeah,
you got to bring.
Yeah.
Hand soap, we've got. If you want to use hand soap for your body, I mean
don't. But we've all been there, right? Just.
Yeah, there is hand soap. Yeah.
It's Hanzo. Don't worry, there's hands up there. But if you want, bring your own. I mean, let's take some like love heart ones. Just love heart flavour. Just like yes,
let's
share it.
all of the Halloween stuff. Blood soap.
Get all squeaky clean.
Parking.
Yeah, parking is it'll just be, you can park on site. That's not a problem. There is literally, you'll be coming through the gates, and there will be a car parking area. You'll see all the cars because there are people that live on the site. They don't live right like next to where we are, but there are people that own the sites and they live there. You just park the car, then you'll come to us. We'll give you a piece of paper and just ask for your license plate and just who it is, whose car it is, and we'll just put it in the window. That is just in case anything goes wrong, your alarm starts going off, anything silly like that, so then we know who to come and find. That's all. We're literally on the day, pretty much. I might be able to get a little early. I'll have to double check that. I will message everybody with the code to get in. Huntley Wood is a big gate to get into Huntley Wood, and there's just a quick passcode to get in. So you put in the code, and then the gates slowly open on their own and close on their own. So you can get straight back in the car and just drive through. They do continuously close regardless on if you put your arm in there, so please don't. It doesn't just auto open completely again if it's like really right closed, so please be very careful with it. It's loads of time though. It takes ages.
But don't hang around.
Yeah, don't hang around. Just when it's open, just go through and it'll be absolutely fine. Any problems with that, we will give you a number to call in case the code's not working or anything.
Or your arm strapped in the gate.
There are no buses. Buses do not go to Huntley Wood itself. The train station you should be going to, if you are, is Blythe Bridge. That's the best place to go. Seriously, like there is no point going to any other station. And then a taxi. There are, again, the Huntley Wood site has taxi numbers. There are like 6. They're amazing. It's literally like a 10-15 minute drive, especially if you go with other people. It's not expensive. Honestly,
you can talk to the other people on the group and try and get the same train.
Yeah.
And stuff like that, because you'll all need to get the one from Derby there or Manchester there.
You'll just say Huntley Wood, and honestly, they know. they have ferried many a person to Huntley Wood. I'm pretty sure it's the only reason they're
there. Next up, we've got a handy dandy list of things to bring with you.
Go, Poppy.
Yes.
I've talked a lot. You'll go.
Right. Okay. So if you are staying in a tent, then you will need to bring everything that you need for inside a tent. So you'll need to bring sleeping bag, bedroll. These bedrolls you can usually find at camping shops and the like. But if you're strapped for any area to get camping supplies from, a yoga mat works the same as a bedroll does. It just won't be as comfortable. Depending on your budget, depends on how comfortable you're going to be. Basically, you can get like a really fancy camping bed and bring that along if you want, or you can get a yoga mat. I've slept on a yoga mat. It's not that bad.
It's not that bad.
No. You will need to bring a water bottle, because even if you get your food and everything before the weekend, if you're running around everywhere, you will get dehydrated. And we recommend at least bringing a water bottle, because then you can top it up with the water supply that's there, and you always know that you're going to have something to drink.
There are like the kitchen taps. There's also 2 standpipes that I know of. I know some of them have moved, so I'll have to double check where they are. And for like bottles, I mean, there's lots of tutorials on leather pouches and things to build around like easy things. Yeah. Even cloth pouches if you want to carry one, so that's absolutely fine.
Water bottles can easily slip into stuff. It's really simple.
And if your water bottle's too big to slip into stuff, you can always pop back into your tent for a drink. It's no big deal. You will also need to bring stuff like warm sleeping clothes. If you're staying in the in-character area, I recommend these sleeping clothes being in character, because then if you step out of your tent in the morning before you've got into your full gear, you still look like yourself. But you can always just go for literally like
a lot of us wear onesies. A lot of us wear onesies. I've got a cat one I always wear. It's so cozy.
Yeah. if you're wearing like leggings and thermals and stuff like that, you could literally just keep them on and go to bed in those.
Yeah, think of it as like the most bottom part of your kit. If you want to like sort of save space, your most lower part should be at least warm enough that you can walk around in it or sleep in it.
Yeah.
Yes, that's a really good idea.
You can also bring blankets if it is cold in your tent because you're away from the fire and everything. Extra blankets will serve as extra warmth.
And
there is never too many blankets, no matter what anyone tells you.
Mm-hmm. I also recommend bringing a pillow because even if your sleeping bag says that it's got a head to it, it's uncomfortable to do it without a pillow. So bring one, it'll give your head an extra bit of comfort and you'll get a better night's sleep from it. If you're staying in the OC camping area, you will need to bring your own tent because we are not supplying tents to the OC area. The OC camping area means that you can pick up your tent from pretty much anywhere, though it could be fluorescent green or fluorescent yellow for all we care, because it's literally just a place to sleep under for you.
I mean, I really recommend at least making sure your tent's worth about, I always say like £40 only because I'm not including sale, of course. If it's like it was £40, that's fine. Because I've made that horrific mistake.
Don't pick up the Wilco's Value festival tent because they just fall apart.
Or unfortunately, any of the ones from like Aldi or Lidl, they tend to be a bit.
I remember my first ever LARP, went back to my tent, it had completely gone over and rolled down the hill into the rain. So that was not that. Yeah, don't be me. Don't be me.
What's the ground like for hooks and stuff up in there?
You need. For OC, because of the area it is, I recommend heavy duty tent pegs because it is all gravel.
Yeah.
In the actual wood, I see it's all going to be pre-put up, so you don't have to worry about it. But if you bring an icy tent, again, heavy duty because underneath all of the ground is just rocks. The whole place is just there's just rocks everywhere, so it can be quite difficult to keep your tent pegs in. Normal tent pegs will work. You might just have to keep an eye on them and just like bash them back in every few minutes, but not a few minutes, every few hours. A few minutes is a bit dramatic. Yeah. They're not going to be flying out like a rapid. It's not like Five Nights at Freddy. It's like, no, it's every few hours. But other than that, especially if the weather's nice, yeah, I know, right? You don't have to worry too much. But if it's heavy rain, I would say heavy duty pegs.
Yep. Also, if you're
tents are in character. Sorry.
If you're in the OC camping area, you can bring your own camping stove if you don't want to cook at the kitchens. But that's only if you're in the OC area. You can't bring the gas and electric camping stoves.
Let's do the dumb thing where it's, what do you do with a camping stove, Poppy?
You don't put it inside your tent.
Please don't use it in your tent. I'm begging you.
Camping stoves are only made to be used outside or inside an actual fully built house, not inside a plastic tent, because it will melt it and you'll have a huge hole in the ceiling of your tent.
And probably half on your face.
Yes. You don't want to do that.
You get a great view of the stars.
Yeah. But yeah, you can bring those along if you're in the OC camping area. If you're in the IC, unfortunately, the best you have is the fires that will be around.
At the kitchen. Please go to the kitchen. Please don't use the fire.
I recommend you bring all of the comfy things that you can possibly bring with you, because if you've been running around all day, you'll be achy and stuff. You'll want comfort.
Is it in the
I think everyone in the chat has said mountains of socks.
Yes, mountains of socks.
I do personally recommend going to an army surplus because their socks are amazing. Normal socks are absolutely fine and will do the job, but honestly, army surplus socks, I sing their praises.
If anything, just think as many layers as possible, because it's easier to take layers off than it is to put layers on.
Always have a change of clothes for underneath. I understand when you're in character, your in-character kit is usually one set of clothes, which is fine. But have the clothes, the in-characters, then have what do they wear? When I wear a warmer thing on top of it, what do they wear when they're warm? Like, think about stuff like that.
Yeah.
Because then you can be like, I'm still in character. It's still the same person. I'm just wearing a different outfit because people change clothes. It's a thing.
If you're staying in the cabins, obviously you don't have to worry about tents and stuff like that because you're inside. You will still need to bring a sleeping bag. You will still need to bring a roll to sleep on or a camping bed or what have you, because the cabin is literally just going to be an empty hall. So there won't be anything inside of there. You will definitely need to bring blankets to cover your OC gear if you're staying in the cabins, because pretty much anyone can walk through them in time in. Not that there's much need to, but if you're in the cabin and icy in time in, then like one of the other characters might come in and talk to you, kind of thing.
Yeah.
And you want to keep it.
We are going to be having a lockbox.
Yeah.
For people who have valuables, they just want to make sure are just kept out the way out. Again, we do trust everyone, but it's just for people if they feel like they want to do it. So I'm talking small things like phones and wallets and things.
Yeah.
And then you can come to us and come get it later.
They're basically locked up for more or less.
Yeah.
Like, we've never had a problem with anyone stealing stuff
Nothing
before.
like
No.
If you wanted, you could always bring like a padlock for your bag or what have you, if you wanted to, just to keep it locked up so no one could go rifling through your things.
So we've always recommended this before, especially when we did the convention thing, but people have been very lax at the convention, so we're just gonna reiterate it again.
Yeah.
Apart from that, you can usually find lots of really helpful lists of things to bring to camping and stuff like that.
Yeah, Pinterest. Pinterest is your friend.
Pinterest is a black hole.
There is one very important thing that you need to bring that I've not put on this list, but it's very important. You need to bring your own food.
Yes. Feed yourself.
Feed yourself over the weekend. Even if it's just stuff to graze on, like a loaf of bread or something, bring that.
Yeah.
Because you'll feel hungry at the oddest times of the day because you're out doing stuff all day.
Honestly, some of the most basic stuff that I've done is buying like a loaf of bread. This isn't expensive. Loaf of bread, some like tins of beans or tins of macaroni or anything like that. And if you don't know, you have nowhere to cook, which some LARPs I haven't. Saying simple things like bread and buying a pack of ham, buying packs of cheese, maybe not cheese, but ham.
Something that you can cover back over.
Yeah, something you can just have twice. Like I usually buy like a 6-pack of crisps because crisps are nice and quick and they actually do give you quite a bit of energy. But obviously, also fruit. Always bring a bunch of bananas or a pack of apples. It just really makes you feel better because you're using a lot of energy. And you will get very tired. So just use common sense. What do you normally eat? That kind of thing.
Because in a way, the best way to explain it is that in the end of it, we won't be providing edible food.
What?
Well, we're providing hot food so that people can like feel like there's food in their in-character world, but you won't be able to eat it.
Yeah, please don't eat our props.
I don't recommend it.
I don't know how I'm going to explain to the ambulance why you ate like a rubber steak. I can't even fathom where I'd start with that.
Phil.
Yeah, we should get like what you call it, the dog poison leaving squeaks in. So as soon as someone tries to eat it,
you know you just hear them around the entire camp. Right, okay, next up we have our Q&A session. Sammy, do you want to be in charge of reading out the questions?
Do the thing, Sammy.
Is there going to be anywhere or any way to dry clothes, like a washing line, or do we have to bung them in bags until we go home?
They're not really, not particularly a washing line.
Although if it's raining, there's going to be nowhere to hang them anyway.
Yeah, if, say, something is soaking wet, I don't see an issue with it being put into one of the bathrooms.
Just remember it's there.
Or remember it's there. Remember we don't take any responsibility if anything goes missing. I'm sure it won't. But saying bathroom is the best place. Some people throw them over doors and things, which is okay. It's not going to affect anyone's lives if like your trousers are just hung over a door. They'll still be able to use the bathroom.
I don't think anyone's ever been triggered
If
by
it's your
shit.
in-character gear and stuff, there's nothing wrong with like if it's like a day that isn't raining, but the day before it was, you like making a makeshift like clothesline
fine.
because it's your in-character stuff and you're in a refugee camp. There's no reason why you can't do that, and you could just put it over like
trees.
one of the benches in the
There are trees everywhere.
Funny that.
Put it in a tree. Nothing wrong putting it in a tree if it's dry.
Yeah.
It hangs it up.
I know one question we got earlier, which it was just what is the basic weather for the time of year?
There's no basic weather.
I'm sorry. No, I shouldn't. That's a legit question. I'm sorry.
No, it's a legit question. It's just
It's England.
always imagine it's raining.
Last year, when we were there at the exact weekend that we're doing it this year, it was fair. It was spitting a little at times, but it was cold, but not too cold. It was all right.
It was okay.
It was autumny, wintry.
It was as good as it was gonna get for November.
Yeah.
What really always assume the worst. That's all I can say to you. Always assume it's going to be lots of wind, lots of rain. Always assume it, because at worst it's not. And then you're not as wet and it's great. Just always assume the worst. That's what I would say.
Okay.
And do bring, I always, this is silly, but do bring like a couple of little sun bits just in case, because if
and always bring sun cream on the off
always
chance.
bring sun cream, because like
if you're outside all day
and there's a slight sun, it'll still get you even if it's cold. So
Okay. Next question is there some way to clean yourself if the darkspawn shoves you in a mud hole?
there is showers.
Yes, there
are
showers and bathroom sinks, and yeah, you guys
Please
can use
wash
that as
yourself.
much as you like.
You've also got your tents
Yes.
as well. If you've got like face wipes or something, you could literally
Yeah,
just wipe it off.
face wipes is a good thing to have on the list if you just need.
I mean,
a
if
quick
you want to
once
play
over.
a dirty refugee,
yeah,
go
that's
right
your
ahead.
business. Yeah.
You can stay mucky if you want to.
It says, for those of us in the in-character bell tents, does our luggage have to look in character? Or are we allowed them in a modern hole?
Yep. In your in-character tents, it is OC. Inside the tent,
Yeah.
it's completely OC, unless you want it to be in character. That is your choice.
Yeah, we're not going to tell you off for bringing a backpack.
Yeah.
You can literally just throw a
Just-
blanket
yeah.
over the top of your suitcase and be
Yeah.
like, that's just something.
That's just a
Don't
table.
look under
That's-
the
That's a
blanket.
table.
Yeah, it honestly, if you want it to be IC in there, obviously please make sure you talk to the other people you're sharing with, unless you know them all already, that's fine. And you can talk about making it look a little bit different. Other than that, no, just bring a suitcase or bring a backpack, whatever. That doesn't affect us in any way.
Okay. You mentioned the possibility of getting attacked when leaving your tent for the toilet. Just to check, there won't be any monsters actually waiting for people around the toilets.
They won't be specifically waiting at the toilets, but the toilets are right next to like the woods. So if they've come around the wood area and they've spotted you walking towards the toilets, because you will have to walk through the wooded area, they might dive for you, and I can't promise they won't.
You can always put up your hand and be like, I really need to the
Yeah,
bathroom.
if it is a serious, like I'm talking like a serious issue, like you're like, I can't hold it, or anything else, that you're like, I can't wait, please do just put your hand up. Like,
Yeah,
no
generally-
one will judge you if you.
Generally,
We all
it's
have
just-
time.
The monsters aren't there to ruin
Yeah,
your
they're not.
experience.
They just had to put you
I
to
assure-
remind you there's danger.
I'll assure you, a lot of the time, the monsters won't realize you're going to the bathroom. They'll
Yeah.
just see you walking, and then see you go into the bathroom and go, "Oh, I didn't see you." And they'll run off. They won't wait for you at the toilets. Do
No.
not worry.
They've got
about
better
that.
things to do than to wait for you to go to the toilet.
Yeah, no, I won't. I'm definitely watching for that.
Can the shoes during the in-character period be OC? So modern shoes for hiking.
There are a lot of IC out of character hiking boots. Like I've got a pair of brown ones. I mean, like they're not like proper Theta style, but I will be wearing them. They're just brown. If you just get something that's clear black or clear brown,
Yeah.
most people won't even look at it.
Yeah.
It's not
No
like,
Converse.
you don't have to. Please, no trainers or Converses
Yeah,
or things
yeah.
like that, because hiking boots will generally be a thing color. Try not to get like purple.
If they're in blacks and browns, yes, they can be OC.
Yeah.
If they are bright white or bright neon green or purple or spotted pink, no.
Yeah, no.
So you shouldn't
That's
really,
great.
Yeah, you can't really have that. But if it's something that the eye would skim over and wouldn't pay much mind to,
So if you've got like modern laces, but it's just a black shoe, that's fine. And yes, it doesn't include black trainers. If it's completely black, then that's fine. Just as long as it doesn't have a bright white Nike like logo on it or something. Just like making it as, because some people get boot covers.
Yeah.
You can have a trainer, but if it's got a boot cover on it, so I can't see it's a trainer, whatever. Like, boot covers aren't that hard. Google it, seriously. Tutorials everywhere for it. We don't want you to be uncomfortable, like, shoe-wise. So if you have to get boot covers, it's probably the best way to go about it.
Yeah.
Phil wants to know if the Dalish have to sleep in the woods.
No, Phil.
They'll talk about that.
What?
The Dalish.
Yes. This is a note for next month, but if you are playing a Dalish elf, if you are playing an elf in general, I know that BioWare says that they walk everywhere in bare feet, but you will not. No one will be walking around the camp in bare feet.
Anyone who does, I'm going to stand on their feet. For serious.
No shoes, no service.
I like that.
The way I see it is that this campaign is taking place in winter. Elves do wear boots in Dragon Age.
In winter, at least, they do.
In winter, they wear boots. Please wear boots.
We're not asking a lot. Please wear boots.
Please.
Yeah, but Solus sucks, and we all know Solus sucks.
Soul.
We all know Solus sucks. This is simple.
Solus is not a real person. He is a 3D object in a fake world.
With fake snow.
It's not Fail the Snow.
Fail the Snow. No,
just checking the questions.
Yeah, just checking them. They're just talking about getting shivved in the toilets.
You're not going to get shivved in the toilets.
Apparently.
To be fair, that being shivved in the toilets has been a huge thing for a while. It's a thing that I learned about when I first started LARPing, and people be like, "Oh, don't go to the bathroom on your own. Everyone's going to jump you." A lot of the time, it's just as jokes. It does happen, but it is usually jokes because in big systems, people do toilet watch, which is really irritating. But that will not happen here. Okay, I promise. That is not going to happen. I will.
That's the sort
Our monsters will get slaps on the wrist.
Yes, none of them are doing
slaps on the wrist, not just a boot up the back of the head.
I mean, that's bad.
It depends how hard the slap is.
Careful, this is recorded. We can't.
Monsters know what they do.
Zebran can be whatever he wants to be.
Yeah, but
he's Zebran.
Zebran is the best, though. Thank goodness he ain't Dalish. I don't think he'd be I can barely appreciate him now.
Oh, I love him. I love him.
Okay, any more questions? We will give them a minute.
Why don't we talk about the updates whilst we wait for more questions? Yeah. Just pile on your questions that you have if you think of any.
Doesn't even have to be about camping. I don't care.
Yeah, it's just anything you can think of right now, because I'm sure you'll think of more later.
Yeah. Right, updates, Gemma.
Oh, bugger, yeah, I wrote those. Sort of. Okay, so first, I'm gonna be like all serious now. Just like, where are the forms? I'm missing some. You know who you are. You know who hasn't brought. I wasn't going to say names. You know who you are, and you know I'm waiting. It is okay. I'm not actually angry. But the sooner they're in, the sooner I can allocate everyone, the sooner I can send it all back. I know it's silly, and it's in November, but I've got a lot to do. And I want to make sure I get it all right. So as soon as we can, for all of you that have brought the only form I've sent, there should be a general information form, which was mentioned in all of the responses. Whenever you bought the ticket, I would send a response which mentioned the general information form. I then sent it. If it is missing, please let me know. Please let us know either on Facebook or email me, and I will get you one straight away. That's not a problem. Like I said, I'm not mad. Just I know there's some missing. If you're missing it, please tell me, and I will send you a new one. It's not a problem.
It's like if you haven't been sent it, basically, like literally, it's just a form that tells us if we need to be worried if you fall down.
It's just
medical notes are important.
Very important. As much detail is really appreciated. Yes, for everyone who has done it, yay! Thank you very much. You're making my life very easy.
Is there a couple of people you need to talk to about that, though?
Yes. We have a question from Phil.
Will you be running some LARP combat training for players pre-time in?
Yes. On the Friday. So get here a little bit early on Friday if you can. I understand people work, etc. But we'll give tons for that another time, though.
If not, we can always link through to like any videos we find and give a little bit.
You can also always turn around to another character I see and be like, I want to learn the way of the sword.
Please.
Teach me, master.
Train me.
It can be quite a fun I see thing to learn, especially when you actually have no idea.
Yeah.
So you're like, oh, you look like you know what you're doing. Hey, bro.
The majority of you will be playing like peasant turned warrior kind of roles, so you'll be there like, I don't know anything. Help!
Rob is referring to teaching me how to fight, so don't let him fool you. I'm better than him, so...
Do you already have an idea on when you'll be opening up the character creation?
Within a month or two.
Yeah, it's a little vague still, I'm afraid, but it shouldn't be too much longer. We're working as hard as we can. We are almost there. We are fighting for it right now.
There's a lot of things when it comes to setting up a system, and we don't want to give you character creation until we know what you're actually allowed to do.
We don't want you to pick things and then it not be what you expect.
Because that's
so we're still working through it.
Like I said in the previous one, if you ever have any ideas of like characters that you want to do, feel free to message us them, because if anything, it might be something that we've overlooked. And we sit there and go, oh, we didn't actually think that someone might want to play that kind of character. Maybe we should think of a system for that, etc., etc. So you can
message the calling page. Either put it on the page itself or actually private message the page.
I recommend private messaging the page, because if anything, then you keep your character's secrets if we turn around and say, yes, you can use that.
And you can also email me, because they do see my emails.
Yes.
Because they're not my emails, they're our emails.
Yeah.
I'm just the first one that sees them normally.
It's on Facebook.
Yes.
I don't think we have one anywhere else, so... And then
Right, so back to the updates.
Yeah, okay, yeah, I was doing a thing. I was getting you performed. Yeah, no, it's fine. Yeah, just as soon as you guys can. I know everyone's got lives, so it's fine, it makes sense. Again, when you're filling out the forms, do check your date of birth is correct. I'm only saying this because I'm going to have to message quite a few people about it. You were not born yesterday, regardless of what it says on the form. And for any more medical notes, please, as much detail as possible, just so we know how to help. That's about it, really. So other than that, forms are fine. So we've had a jig about with the rules. We're
so close.
We're getting there. It's been quite a pedal battle. But yeah, I think making up a rule set pretty much from scratch is quite a bit more taxing than we first assumed, but we got there.
But it sounds fun.
It is,
so
fun.
It sounds fun to us.
I mean, things we can tell you the rules is locational hits.
Yeah.
There is an armor system. There are locational hits. For anyone who doesn't know what locational hits is, it's so. For example, I have 3 hits. It's 3 hits, 3 hits, 3 hits, 3 hits. And same for each leg. And if they hit you, it's, oh, I've already got 2 hits now, but still got 3 hits here. I run out of hits. Oh, my arm is bleeding. Ah, dying. And then you go find a healer, etc. It goes from there.
Yeah.
We are going to have, it's based more of a class system.
Yeah, class system.
So warrior, rogue, mage. There'll be different branches for mage and possibly warrior, etc. We're still working through that properly. Another one is...
We've created a 4th class.
Yes, we have.
We've got warrior, mage, rogue, and...
You want us to say that?
You want me to... I don't know what he called it. A crafter. Yeah, there's a crafter. It's not going to be called crafter, but yes, it's a crafter.
At the moment, it's crafter.
And, do you want to read out?
Can you die?
Yes.
Yeah.
You can very much.
Everyone
Everyone
can
can
die.
die.
It's a survival horror considered plot. Emphasis on survival.
You will be.
Not
I mean, OC. No, we're not going to kill you for real. We're not going to kill you for real. But no, yes, everyone can die. Obviously, there are ways of saving people, etc., etc. But that again will be in all the
You'll
rules.
never know.
Don't worry though, because if you die, Rob, behave. If you do die in character, you can either re-roll, as in have another character ready. We understand that sometimes you're not ready for that. We will talk you through it. We'll work it through. It'll be fine. We will sort it out. We'll bring you in as a fun in character thing. We're not going to throw you out to be bored for the rest of the event, especially if you die right at the beginning, which does happen. So just be careful.
I mean, there will be options if people do feel like doing something else.
If you don't want to play anymore, say like you played for the whole weekend and you're just like, I don't really have an idea.
And I don't really want to jump in a character for like
We
half a day.
might have a role for you that we don't
Maybe.
mind you filling in if you want to. That is your choice at the end of the day. You've paid to come here. You do kind of what you want to do.
Where your character can just keep going. Oh.
Also, don't be afraid of dying.
Yeah.
IC. Like, dying
Fun.
IC can be the most fun thing to do in the
Mhm.
world
Perfect.
because you can make everyone else feel the trauma. of
Drama!
losing someone.
Alright, possibly already covered, but will first aiders be obvious in the event of actual injury?
Yes. At the beginning, I will have everyone together. I've already planned this out in my head, I'm sorry. Everyone will be together, including monsters. Everyone will know who is players, who is monsters, who is first aid. First aid will be available at just about all times. He will obviously have to sleep.
So please don't go killing yourself in the middle of the night.
But he will have his own tent. He
So,
will
yeah.
have the first aid tent that will be for first aid, and he will sleep there, but it will be for first aid.
Yes.
So if you need him, you will know where the tent is, and also we will be in the kitchen.
Yeah.
Regardless of what time it is. Some of us will have to stay up.
We'll
etc.
be
We'll
rookie
around.
first aiders, so if you cut your finger, we can help.
Rookie
And
first
we do
aiders.
have
I'll be
basic-
there like, oh!
We do have a basic first aid kit. We will have, bandages, first aid bands, things like that. Heat packs. That's why we said if you guys are getting too cold, seriously too cold, please come into the kitchen. We will have emergency heat packs, water bottles, things like that to
And
make
warm
sure you're
hugs.
okay. Yes, and warm hugs. I mean, no XT. But no, there is he will be introduced to you. He isn't really playing or monstering. He's just kind of there chilling out because the only reason he agreed to do it is because he could chill. I am kidding, it's fine. But so he will be available and he will know, and if you need to talk to him for any reason, like you need him to know anything, you can just go talk to him. You can do it in the tent privately if you want to. That's not a problem. But please go talk to him, get to know him. His name's Lee. He's lovely.
And if you have any problems that you don't want to talk to a man about, you can feel free to grab any of us.
Yeah, that's not a problem.
When is the start and finish time?
Good question.
It's not gonna start like as soon as everyone gets there because we've got to get the rep up and hello, here are the people you need to know.
Are for now generalized.
Yes,
Start
this
time.
will change.
This might change, so please be aware of that because it's very early.
It's not gospel.
Yeah. What the usual time is that we usually start about 6 o'clock Friday, like time in. You could get there before then
And get set up.
and get set up and
everything.
get settled and
Meet
get to know
everyone.
everyone.
Some people end up doing casual dropping into character to kind of warm up kind of thing, just talking.
Yeah.
And
We'll do a bit of combat practice.
we might do an icebreaker, just being hi everyone, get to know your friends and family.
6
PM.
p.m.
PM.
I'm not gonna be there at 6 a.m.
We're not that dedicated, sorry. You'll be able to turn up from when we get there, which will probably be about 11 o'clock. I think we'll be allowing about 11 a.m.
Obviously, if you don't want the magic ruined, we advise turning up a couple of hours after us, so that we have some time to
We'd
throw
recommend
everything
you
out.
guys come at 3 a.m. 3 p.m. I'm getting confused now. We'd recommend about 3 p.m. because that gives you a good 3
Go
hours.
to town,
get
have
yourself
some
sorted.
lunch,
Yeah.
settle yourself.
But again, it could be any time between that. like Poppy said,
It's
if
just
you
if
get
you don't
there
want to
too
ruin my
early,
magic.
you might spot us setting stuff up. So
Don't
we
peek
don't
behind
wanna-
the curtain.
yeah, we don't want to ruin it for you, but it won't be all of it, so don't worry.
What about finish?
We'll be finishing at 12, probably about 2 or 3 o'clock in the afternoon.
Yeah.
That's the normal
On Sunday.
on Sunday.
On Sunday, yeah. Will there be a terminal system like an Empire? I don't know what that means.
You've been to
I
Empire.
know, and I'm like, terminal. I probably should know this. I don't.
If Tom were here.
Just you.
Also, you don't have to turn up in character, but that is your prerogative.
Sorry, Becca Keeps for Toadles again. It's embarrassing for me to say this to you. I've forgotten completely what that is.
But I'm going to say that now because it says, "Do we need to turn up in character?"
No,
That is up to you. You don't have to. Can I be conscious before I die?
Right. So if you know that you're going to properly die, can you do something dramatic before you kick the bucket?
It depends on how you're dying. Obviously, like
So
if
dying
you are
can't be healed,
unconscious
but
and you are killed, then
I don't drop character.
Right. If you're on 0 chest, you're unconscious. If you're we're not really doing terminal. If you're on 0 here or here, you're unconscious.
You're gone.
And
I mean, you can have your eyes open, but you're unconscious.
If you bleed out from your arm, you can probably die screaming.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And to be fair, if you know you're gonna proper die and they start to like kill you like properly for any reason because you're like it's been too late and the monsters are trying to give you something fun, I would say yeah, okay, go for it, scream a bit, but there will be no I know I'm gonna die, so I'm gonna go around and talk to people. We won't be doing that. I actually know what I'm talking about now. Sorry. It took me a minute. I'm really sorry. Yeah, no, there won't be.
Will there be some nice guys for people who turn up after 6?
Come and talk to us.
yeah, literally go to the kitchen and
staff
talk
will
to
Yeah.
Yeah, if you're really, really like worried, we can try and warm you up and get you in, and we'll come in with you. We'll bring an NPC in with you.
I mean,
We'll
I think-
try and help you get in as best we can.
Hopefully, most of the stuff should be able to get into in character.
There will always be God, which will be any of us. We will be at God, which will be in the kitchen or just outside. We're still working out what that's going to be. God is literally, you go there and that person is always OC. You talk to them and they go, "Are you okay? We need to talk OC." That's what they're there for. If you're not sure how a rule works, you can talk to any ref. If you want to talk to any of us our OC, just be like, "Can I talk to your OC?" And we'll be like, "Yeah, what's up?" That's not a problem at all. If you come after 6, be aware that we won't like major plot might not start dead on 6.
No.
But there'll be build up.
But there's going to be things happening, so you may come in and
And there'll be
missed
people
a little
crying
bit.
and screaming and all sorts.
You might miss something. If you do, just come in and talk to people. That's the point. Just
Yeah.
come in and ask the other characters and go, "What the hell happened? What did I miss?" And they should hopefully tell you what's happening. You hope. If they don't, it's even funnier to then be angry at
To
them.
be honest, at the end of the day, if you turn up and don't know what's going on, generally that's a good way to get yourself in character because let's face it, the end of the world is coming. Nobody really knows what's going on.
Can players play Kunari?
Well, it says splay, so and they splay Kunari.
There's probably going to be a limited number on how many people can be Kunari. We are going to put some limitations on, and that's only because we know how popular the elf format is.
Yeah.
We don't want everyone and their dog being an elf at the event.
I mean, an elf dog could be quite funny.
So, like,
It's called Fenris.
yes, you can be a Kunari. We're not going to let there be an overwhelming number of Kunari. Not that we expect there to be everyone wanting to be Kunari, because it's quite hard to do. The
Just
Fizz
remember,
reps for
you have to have
Kunari,
Fizz
you
reps,
will
yes.
need to have horns. You will
Sten
need
is
to
the
look
only one without
like a
horns.
Kunari.
Sten
So
is the only one without horns. You will need horns.
Yeah. It will be more demanding on your costume and Fizz reps. if
And
you want to
also,
play a Kunari.
playing in character of the Kunari can be quite hard.
Yeah.
Like, I've tried to do it in D&D. Jesus Christ.
And if
no.
you don't
Wow.
like being
Don't do
picked on,
Kunari.
if you don't like being picked on and you don't like having abuse
Oh, yeah.
thrown your way, we don't recommend Kunari or
Or
elf.
I mean, if you don't want anything thrown at you full stop, or at least
Just don't come.
go for don't come. But if
Don't
you
want
want the
anything thrown at
least
you.
insulted race,
Yeah, man.
play human.
But yeah, so
Because they insult everybody else.
it is okay, especially if it's your first time to come as human. No one's going to judge you for being human. But if you're like, I don't really know how to handle people, that is okay. Come as a human. You can be the one insulting them. It's fine.
Yeah, just remember that they're insulting your character, not you.
To be fair, most overlooked characters in the game is the dwarves, and that's because it's very easy to look over them.
Oh wow, what a joke. Yeah, I know, right? Oh, Rob's off already. Back to saying no more questions for now, I don't think. So
No.
Magic, we've had a poke at it.
Yeah, we've looked at it, we've squinted, we've gone, I don't know whether that went.
we will be testing it, so we're hoping. What we do know is that it's going to be point and click, and what point and click is I go, you in the furry shirt, blah blah magic spell, blah blah.
Oh no!
And now they're on fire.
Ah!
So yeah, you basically you can use some, if you know their character name, shout it. I don't recommend shouting their out of character name because it throws people through.
Please don't react to your out of character name like if somebody's yelling a spell at you. I mean, if somebody yells, get out the way, the tree's falling, please pay attention to it. But
usually, if you imagine it as that game where, like, you have to, like, pass something to someone, you have to make eye contact with them, and then
it's a
be
Pokemon
like,
battle.
I've done this spell-ish.
And you can have your hand open, you can point.
So that's the easiest way to, like, get them to know that you've used a spell on them. If you've made eye contact, they can't really avoid the fact that, like, they've just seen you.
And don't worry if you say everything. You've said who it's to, you've shouted as loud as you can, and they've not reacted. Don't get upset with them. It is usually because they're wearing a mask. It can be because they just purely didn't hear you. Someone else was shouting in their ear.
They got overwhelmed and didn't know what to do.
Yeah, they just panicked.
There will be refs there. If anything, a ref will go over and just go, just lay down.
A lot of the time when that happens,
just roll with it.
Yeah, just go with it. Just go, oh, I must have done the spell wrong or something.
Maybe I missed. I'll do it again.
Generally, they're all like, I'm happy to do is if the person you are shouting at doesn't react at all, like at all, like if they react, go, ha, it didn't work or something, then it costs you lyrium because we have decided it's going to cost lyrium. But if they don't react at all, I was going to definitely say it doesn't cost you any lyrium because nothing happened. Yeah. It didn't use it up because you were like
you couldn't draw your energy from the fade this time.
Or maybe you just forgot to take the lyrium in the first place.
Just to make it fair, because I've played a mage in mass systems where nobody can hear you. And you stand there like, oh my god, I've shot like 4 people. No one's fell over yet. And I've got no mana left. Great. Because it's an honesty system and it's good to be honest about it. But I understand that it's very frustrating.
Please be honest.
And you're like, I definitely did a thing.
We're also going to have a slightly different way of doing apostates and circle mages. So there will be a difference. If you're playing a circle mage, it will be different to playing an apostate.
And we have also talked about blood magic.
Just a little bit.
No one
will start with blood magic.
Yes,
no one's going to be a blood mage from the get-go.
But who knows what will happen?
Right, what questions have we got? Because I can see that there are questions.
No, they're not. Oh wait,
go on.
How will the threat of the demons of the Fade work in the in-character world for mages?
Same as it always did.
Basically, in a nutshell,
I don't like this.
In a nutshell, we're going to come to what we call the whispering system, which means you're going to hear things that nobody else can.
Wouldn't it be cool if you blew up Phil's head right now?
Yeah, okay.
That's how demons work.
We haven't quite figured out
basics.
We haven't quite figured out how it's going to fully happen. But if you're a mage, look out for whispers.
Basically, demons are going to be more of a role-playing effect than a monster.
Yeah.
Hey, do the thing.
Yeah, I think I personally am not I know about demons. I'm not a huge Dragon Age lore person. That's Poppy. That's not me. But I do know we're going to. A lot of it's going to be to do with rituals, whispering, doing like magic-y stuff. Remember, you are
the voices too.
One of the important things to remember when you're playing a mage, you're in Ferelden. No one likes you. That's very important to remember.
Yeah.
You're in Ferelden.
The Mage Templar War hasn't happened yet.
No.
If you're not a circle mage, you are an illegal mage, and people will be there to apprehend
There
you.
will be Templars.
You can play a Templar.
You can
play
a
Templar.
You can be the Templar.
Please play Templar. I love Templar.
You've got problems.
I like Templars, to be honest.
They're so
That's
fun.
just because you love Cullen. Like,
No,
go
they're
with
just
that.
fun because then anyone who thinks they're a special snowflake mage can just be like backhanded by the Templars.
Yeah, this could get messy fast. I mean, yeah. Okay, so now we're going on a Templar tangent. How hot they
Templars are hot. Yes, they are.
I mean, it depends which Templar. There are some really old Templars. You can't be careful about the generalization.
So Otis.
Oh, Sir Otis. Rest in peace, Sir Otis.
I believe we also agreed that Grey Wardens is not a style.
No, you
can't start as a Grey Warden.
No, you can't start
They're
as a Grey
busy.
Warden.
They're a
But
little
you
bit
can
busy.
tell what happens.
But yeah, they're busy doing a thing that we totally don't know what's going to happen with them.
Last we heard, they went to Ostergard. That's about it.
If you want ties to the nobility, if you want to be like a mage that has run away from the circle, if you want to do anything special, like you're like, ooh, that looks like interesting plot that would be very fun to do, then please message us and we will tell you whether you're allowed or not.
Yeah,
That's that simple, really.
pretty much.
I
mean, if anybody did want to be a Grey Warden, have to be careful, because last time we did Grey Warden stuff, we fed people lemon juice.
Yeah, Darren loved that.
Okay, well, that's all the updates I've kind of got.
Somebody
So-
wants to know if somebody can play Logain, which is
No.
no, because he's not anywhere near where we are right now.
Also, no canon characters. I
You're
swear.
not allowed to play a canon character.
Darren does like lemon juice. That's why we changed it, because we were like, Darren's going to drink all our lemon juice. Like, you're not
This
meant
time
to
we're
enjoy
just
it.
mixing mud straight into the water.
We appreciate if Darren decides not to bring his flashlight everywhere he goes,
That was something I forgot to put on
Oh,
the list.
flashlight.
Please bring a light.
Yes.
but not your camera flash.
Yeah. Lights. It's an important thing to note. Lights are important because it is not the main cabin. It has got exterior lighting. I mean, it can be quite a pain, but which is important. When you bring lights, such as flashlights, head torches, whatever, if it is not a red light, please make sure it's pointed at the ground at all times.
Yes.
This is because there will be monsters in the dark. You will want to point your light at them, and I understand why, but it doesn't. It
It'll
ruins it
blind them.
completely. It blinds them. You won't feel the tension anymore. It can ruin it for a lot of people. It just don't. I understand having it pointed at the ground. I'm okay with that because I know I am terrified of the dark personally, and I understand why people have them. And like you might need to get to the bathroom, which also has an exterior light. You can always see where the
If
bathroom
you're
is.
walking near the cabins, you'll be able to see plain as day.
Yeah.
Okay.
Um,
sorry, do you want me to carry on? And so-
You won't be lighting any fires. You will not light any fires.
I mean, feel free to take a torch and just put it on top of a thing.
a fake torch, yes.
Fake torch.
Who is this exactly?
Anna.
Anna, is this the girl from Austria? Because I know that European labs have different
They do.
rules with
They
fire
do.
Okay,
and everything
we'll
like
say that now. We'll be going by very safe UK rules.
Yes, there will be one campfire. No, other than obviously camp stoves in the OC area where you're lighting something, there will be no carrying of lit fire. That does include candles. I'm sorry, it does include candles. and anything because it is a wooden cabin. It is a real wooden cabin.
You're welcome to bring stuff that looks like it's affected to look like that.
Yeah,
so
like the candles.
Yeah,
the
you
light
could
of
make your
candles.
own LED torch, for example, that's like wrapped in orange plastic and looks like
That's
a flame, but it's LEDs.
Uh.
So stuff that is like convention safe, I would say, you can bring along, but no lighting of like fires and stuff. It's a forest at the end of the day. You could start a forest fire if it's dry. So
Got one that says, "Can you be a bard without being an assassin?"
I think what's probably going to happen is there will be bards in the rogue setup, and there will be musicians in the crafters setup or what have you. Or musician might just be a thing that you can just do if you're a character.
Yeah.
You could be a warrior and a musician. You could be a
Yeah.
mage and a musician.
I want to see some Templar musicians just walking around.
I mean, everyone. It's not as cut and dry as the games. You got to
Yeah.
think. So you could have been a warrior, but you could, in your past life, have been a bard. You could have been like, I used to sing in taverns, and this guy punched me, and I really needed the strength to punch him back. So I went and did a
Yeah.
lot of like working out. Then I ended up in the army, and then it's a long story.
Yeah.
You can get a bit elusive. You can have changed what you do. You don't have to be like, I am following this path. It can be as wobbly as you like.
Yeah.
As long as you reached an end bit.
You
so
could
know
have
where
been
you are.
you could have been a thief who got caught by the guards and then trained into being a guard. So you could have been a rogue and then a warrior. So like it's not set in stone like the
Isn't that
class
Duncan's
system.
backstory?
Yeah,
Pretty
much.
But yeah, no. Any other questions?
Before we go
Well, 'cause we're
and have dinner.
Yes, because we're hungry.
Oh, this is recorded. Like, we didn't eat food. No.
We're not prepared. We're not prepared.
Please eat food at the event.
Don't be us.
So do as we say, not as we do.
I think that's a fair shout for this. But we will be staying hydrated and fed because that's semi my job.
Yes.
I would be like, you haven't eaten, eat food.
With me, it'd be more, have you drinking water in the last half an hour?
Right.
No.
Yeah, I think
If we
that's
haven't
it.
got any other questions apart from this, next month it's once again the stream is on the last day of the month, even if that is a Sunday, a Wednesday, a Friday, it'll be one of them. Also, it will be the costume stream next month. So we will get to have lots of fun. I have lots of Pinterest boards filled with all sorts of inspiration.
Oh, we're going to be dressed up.
Yes, we will.
Sure.
Gosh.
We will give you an example as to what our kind of LARP outfits look like. We'll also be explaining all of the different layers and everything that you can wear, kind of thing. It will be a bit like those TV shows where they all get dressed up and stuff like that.
Those
If you want to look like me, no, I'm gonna do that. But I'm just
I
kidding.
shopped at H&M and Sephora.
Please don't. I'm kidding. H&M's fine.
The month after that, which will be June, end of June, we will do character creation as our
we will
stream.
not be available the month after that. So it'll be just Gemma.
Uh-oh.
Gemma can plan the stream after
A
that.
stream of just me.
And Tom.
Yeah,
maybe Tom.
unfortunately, we won't be there for July. We're away.
That is fine.
But if-
I'll hold the torch for us.
But yeah, well, we won't go too far into what the months are, but
Yeah.
those are the next couple of months
Yeah.
at least.
Yeah.
And as usual, if you have anything that you can think of that you're worried about or not sure, message us on Facebook, email me. I put the email on freaking everything.
if you have a question that you think is going to be useful for everyone to know, just put it on the Calling Social group on Facebook, because then if anything, if we don't answer it, someone else might have the answer. You can always talk to people about stuff on there as well. Like if you're like, oh, I've got this tent for OC that's a 4-man sleeper, but it's just me. Does anyone else want to come along? Then do that.
Me.
Or do you all
Yeah.
want to get a lift to the place together? Talk about that.
Who wants to get a taxi with me?
Yeah. But
But-
yes,
Think we're good? All right. Well,
thank you for coming and talking to us.
See
Phil, you suck.
see you guys.
Bye.